Hey peeps, welcome back to another video. Firstly, sorry about the hair. I'm just rocking that lockdown chic at the minute. I've just set this camera up for the first time, and by the time I got all this set up, to be quite honest, I couldn't be bothered sorting my hair out. So you're getting me as you find me today. Today's video I'm just going to be doing, I guess, just a little chat about bit of a touchy subject for a lot of people, where it is for me. It's just general like weight gains, ups and downs, and how that affects you and things like that, and just my little, I suppose, my journey and what I've come to realise over the last few years when it comes to my weight and things like that, what it's told me about myself. Firstly, I suppose, disclaimer, I should say, I am that unlucky person that is always, I've always had to try with my weight. I've always had to really watch what I eat, and if I look at something, it puts £2 on me. I'm just that type of person. I see food and I eat, and that's it. So from a very, very early age, I have been very conscious of my weight, and it's been a big thing that's always been in my mind. And unless I'm really on top of it, I can gain weight quite easy. I'd say, like, for example, it doesn't help in regards to hormones and things like that with being on HRT, but I'd say in the last maybe 4 years, the last 4 years, my weight has done, I'd say, about a 3 stone swing, which is quite a lot. I'm not at my heaviest at the moment, but I'm nowhere near my lightest by a country mile. And it is, I have said, one of the first things I've learned, just to touch on, is that how much your body changes with age. I did used to be able to lose weight quite easy. I could lose, say, half a stone over like 2, maybe 3 weeks. But now, these days, I've struggled to maybe lose a pound or 2 in that time. And I think that has come with age. Your body does definitely change with age. And I know my body has been through quite a bit, so maybe that has some effects as well. That's playing some part in it. I did notice my first major weight gain when I went through one of my first rounds of the pro-stap injections I was given to be put into menopause as part of my treatment for fibroids. If you haven't seen any of my other videos, it's mentioned in my hysterectomy video. It was a treatment given to me, these pro-stap jabs that basically put me into early menopause. That was when I noticed one of my first real major weight gains. Like I say, I've always been slightly chubby, on the chubby side, but this was my first major weight gain, I'd say, and that was, I'd say, when I was 27, 26, 27, I first had those jabs. And that was, it felt like it didn't feel like a natural weight gain. It felt like I was bloated. My face felt like a balloon. It really wasn't nice. It was really weird. And even I remember my mum saying to me, "You don't look right, and your features look all puffy." And obviously they will be puffy with weight, but it was a different kind of weight. You could tell it was an hormonal change. I don't know whether I was holding a lot of water maybe or something as part of it, but I was very bloated and very like puffy. So by the end of my 30s, my weight had been up and down majorly. By the end of my 20s, my weight had been up and down majorly twice, because I went through 2 rounds of 3 jabs of that Pro-Stap. So I basically went in and out of the menopause twice. My 30th, I remember my 30th coming up, and I was probably the heaviest I'd ever been at that time, and I just thought, I can't do this anymore. I need to really get myself in check and try and lose some of this weight myself. I can't just rely on it coming off once these treatments had stopped. So I joined the gym. I joined the gym a few times previously, but it was one of those, it was more token gestures. I'd join and I'd go once, and then that would be it. So I joined the gym leading up to my 30th, I'd say 6 months before my 30th birthday. And I'd say around that time I was about, can't believe I'm going to say this live on camera, but about 13.5 stone, maybe 14 stone. And for me, being 5'2.5", maybe 5'3", that was very noticeable. I felt like a bowling ball. And disclaimer, I'm actually heavier than that at the moment, which isn't great. So another kick in the arse is due. But just coming up to my 30th, I knuckled down in the gym, managed to get down to the skinniest I'd ever been. If I can, I'll try and get some photos of the slimmest and the heaviest put in for you to kind of see the difference, if I can find any decent photos. So yeah, I managed to get down to my slimmest, which was just above 11 stone. Yeah, 11 stone. Which may not seem very slim, well, light or skinny to some people, but for me that was amazing. I was made up with that. And it's funny when I look back at that time, and I still felt huge. I still felt massive. I still felt like I didn't look nice in a lot of my clothes, and I was still worried about my weight. And it's funny, like I would give any limb to be back to that weight now. But I still thought I was fat, which is crazy. And obviously since then, with my op and a couple of years ago, my hormones have changed tremendously. I do keep meaning to research into it a lot more about hormonal weight and things like that, and maybe I should. Hi peeps, got interrupted again there. Mum decided to start doing some DIY in the room next door to me, so got interrupted there. At least it's not my dog like the last video. Where was I up to? Yeah, I'd managed to get down to my lightest, and I would love to get back to that weight again, around the 11 stone mark. I would absolutely love it. But the thing is, at that time, even though I would say I'm at my heaviest now, I really wasn't happy at that 11 stone mark. I was so unhappy because I was so conscious about every mouthful I was eating, counting every calorie religiously, and it was just taking over my world way too much. and there's only so much you can realistically like maintain that type of, well, I think anyway, that type of commitment to a diet. I think at that stage I've met my ex-boyfriends, and when you meet someone you always end up going out for more meals, and you put on weight, and then a little few pounds ends up into half stones, and then half stones ends up in full stones. And then on top of that I had my hysterectomy as well when I was 32, and that kind of flipped my hormones into a different way of being, I think, and that's really affected my ability to lose weight as well. I noticed my weight go up again last year, and that transpired was when I found out I was going through the true menopause, a couple of years earlier than expected, but it happened. And like I say, I'm at my heaviest now, but and maybe it's because that's why I'm at my heaviest, but I refuse to let myself be dictated by a weight, and I've just got to tell myself, don't worry about the sizes that you're wearing, whether it be a 16, a 10, 12, 14. Don't let that rule my brain and be my factor in everything, because it doesn't determine anything. That number doesn't determine anything at all. So I do, these days, I do try, and I do weigh myself still. That's why obviously I know I'm at my heaviest at the moment, but I used to weigh myself every morning, I'd weigh myself every night. I don't do that. I weigh myself a couple of weeks ago. I weighed myself for the first time in a couple of months, and yeah, it has given me a wake-up call that I want to get down to a healthier weight, whatever that might be for me, a better BMI, you could say, but I don't want to be dictated to by just these numbers drilling into my head anymore. Maybe it's age, but I just refuse to go through that rigmarole of stupid dieting and unrealistic dieting that just takes over your life. I really don't want to do that anymore, because I don't think it's good for your mental health. I don't think anyway. Sorry if anyone out there thinks differently. I am gonna try and eat healthier. I'm the first to admit I don't eat a horrendous diet by any means, but I don't eat the best diet. A big thing for me is that I don't eat a lot of veg. There's only a few types of veg I eat, so I need to try and find ways of maybe just forcing myself to eat more veg, or maybe just experimenting with more different types of veg that I haven't before, to try and get healthier things in my diet. Like I was talking with a friend the other night, and I'm not really a big fish fan, but especially with me being in the menopause, I do need to get more oily fishes in my diet to help me in that regard, because I'm at a higher risk of things like osteoporosis and things at the moment, so I need to get more natural like fish oils in my diet. So I do know there is some, I wouldn't say major changes, but there are some tweaks I need to add to my diet the last 2 or 3 weeks. I've not necessarily changed what I've eaten, but I've gone to what's like an intermittent plan, where I don't eat before 7, after 7 of a night, and before 11 in the morning. So I think it's like 18 and 6. Nope, 16 and 8. God, if I can't do maths. 16 and 8. Which, to be honest, I think it's helped. I suffer from IBS, so I think that's helping my stomach. I feel like it's given my stomach more of a break, so I feel like my stomach's less inflamed all the time. I feel less bloated. I'm eating things. I've just kind of been testing myself as well. I've eaten things that would normally set my stomach off, and I've been fine, because I think my stomach's having that much more of a breather on this particular, I don't even know what I call it a diet really, because what I'm physically eating hasn't changed that much, but the way I'm eating has changed. The time scales of eating has changed. So I'm going to see how that goes for a couple of weeks. I have lost a couple of pounds on that so far. Like I say, I'm still nowhere near my lightest. I've got a long way to go for that. But I'm going to keep going, and if it helps me in terms of my IBS, in my eyes it's worth it. Only if I lose another 2 or 3 pounds, I think I will kind of stick with that plan of eating, because it helps me for a physical health reason, never mind my weight. I suppose my whole attitude to it all is I just want to be more health conscious, I guess, and I want to start looking after myself that bit more. So if I can maintain a healthier weight, and look after myself in terms of my IBS, that's only can be a bonus. Like everyone as well, I've probably gained. I think I gained a few pounds during lockdown, drinking a bit more. Obviously not going out as much, so not as much exercise. But I just need to keep. I realise I do need to keep just a more realistic view of things and a healthier view of things. So hopefully I can keep that going. I guess the point I wanted to get across in this video is just don't let the scales rule you. I was watching a YouTuber a couple of weeks ago called Elbat, and she suffered a couple of eating disorders, and I was watching one of her videos where she weighed herself for the first time in 6 years. She had a physical debilitating fear of her scales, and I just that was mind-blowing to me, how we can be ruled by this object and by a figure that it tells us. It's just not right that we're ruled by that. We should just try our best to be happy in our own skins, be thankful to be healthy, and be comfortable in our clothes, whether that be size 22 or 12, and just try and be healthy for your health, not to fit into that skinnier pair of jeans to impress someone that doesn't even matter. I do think that attitude has come with age. Would I have said that years and years ago? Probably not. But if any younger people come across this video, I hope they kind of take the message from that as just try your best to see that you're fabulous no matter what the size. Keep telling yourself that until you believe it. I have to keep telling myself to keep my confidence up, and you'll never probably have to, you'll always have to do that. You'll never be able to stop, but just try, just keep going and try your best. No matter what the scales tell you, you're fabulous. Like I say, I'm going to keep on with the time scales I'm eating, and I'll maybe try and keep you updated now I'm getting on. Yeah, note to self, guys, always make sure the new camera is charged up properly, not just for like 20 minutes, because it will die on you halfway through filming the new video. But yeah, hope everyone gets the message of what I was trying to say. Is just don't worry about anything that the scales tells you. Just try your best to be healthy, and just know, like I said, you're fabulous no matter what. That's the underlying message that I want to get across, and I'm still learning that now. I'm getting better at it, but it'll always be a journey of mine. Weight will always be a journey of mine, but I'm getting better at it. And like I say, if anyone younger comes across this, you will get better at it too. But just please know you're fab. Gonna stop rambling. Gonna say thanks so much for watching. If you can, take a minute just to like the video if you've enjoyed it. If you haven't, fair enough. If you can, subscribe, come back for some more whenever I put the next one up, hopefully in the next week or so, to continue my diary entry, ramblings, rants, whatever you want to call it, verbal diarrhea, anything like that. But like, comment, subscribe, do whatever you'd like to, peeps, but I hope you've enjoyed. And I'll speak to you again soon. Bye for now.